Hi everyone, it's Shannon Shy. Welcome to another installment of Q&A with Shannon about OCD recovery. Thank you everyone for the questions. I hope you enjoy this series and you find it helpful. Today's question, sorry to admit this, but I haven't read your books. What kind of OCD did you have? No worries about not reading the books, although I do highly recommend the books and the online course. That's a great question about how OCD affected me. In order to maintain credibility in this space, serving as a peer, trying to help other people recover, I think it's really important that you know how I was affected and also how I recovered, right? Hopefully, people will find insight and motivation from all of that. Before I was diagnosed, for years, I suffered primarily from a fear of harming other people, a sense of feeling responsible for the safety of other people, and a fear that I was going to do or say something which would be deemed dishonest, somehow damage my reputation, ruin my career. That manifested itself, triggers and fears, primarily dealing with, fear of hitting somebody with my car and them dying, uh, fear of poisoning or contaminating other people drowning, leaving a space, or an area that I had been in some kind of unsafe condition, scanning everything to find out if there was a problem. Kids and pets left in cars and parking lots. Um, Typing something. I was a lawyer, so typing something that, might cause somebody to violate the law, right? Did I say you can do that or you can't do that? Cars left on the side of the road. It was on and on and on. After I was diagnosed, OCD morphed on me, kept those same themes, but it added several themes. My theory on that, if I could personify OCD for a second, is OCD figured out I was trying to get better. And so OCD got desperate. Without me participating, OCD is nothing, even if it's present. So it added a bunch of things: violence and sex, particularly against children. And not only thoughts, but it was feelings and urges, which were really scary and confusing. Religion, sexual orientation, my marriage with my wife, right? So it hit me really, really hard. Compulsions, gosh, there was a long list, but primarily a lot of checking and rechecking, uh, seeking reassurance from people, particularly my wife, and asking her to check the house before we left, etc. Avoiding, right? I would decide I wasn't going anywhere because I didn't want to get triggered. Proofreading, a lot of proofreading, over and over and over. Uh, Going back to look at emails that I sent to make sure that I didn't say something. I would walk into a place, and before anything happened, I would look everywhere. I would scan the whole place just to make sure there wasn't a problem that could cost people. And that would end up me going to tell somebody in a position of authority, hey, that may not be a problem, but you might want to look at it, right? Um, the time and the energy that I spent performing compulsions, probably incalculable and really frustrating because there was something in me saying, this is so dumb. Why am I doing this? Right? Nobody else is concerned about this but me. And then, as I talked about in my post about Winston Churchill, the pain and the agony that you feel emotionally and physically from the guilt and the anxiety and the fear, it's pretty much indescribable. So that's how I suffered all the time, right? I was locked in my own world. Even if I was with my kids, I really wasn't with my kids. I was somewhere else in my mind and in my actions, basically a compliant slave or servant to the disorder. The good news is that there's a name for what afflicted me. There was an explanation as to why I was having all of these thoughts and these feelings and these urges and performing all of these actions. Why I had this anxiety, why I had this guilt. The great news is that I learned there was something I could do about it. Instead of being the compliant slave to OCD, I learned how to deprive the disorder of what it craved and how it controlled my life. And you can do this too, right? We are not different. There's nothing unique about me that allowed me to basically wallow in the depths of that hell pit and climb my way out and reclaim my life and my liberty. And you can do it too. I know it. I know it instinctively. All right. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.